Are you a TikTok creator ready to turn your followers into clients? In today's video, we will use AI to build a professional homepage called Glow with Maya, all in just under 1 hour. This isn't just a website, it's your digital brand hub, designed to showcase your authority, build trust, and convert views into sales. You don't need to have any previous technical experience building websites. All you just have to know is how to enter a prompt and then be able to generate the website in just under 1 hour. Let's get started. Briefly, this is the kind of website that we are going to be creating in this video. I'll show you how you are able to generate everything you see on this page using AI, adding images. I'll show you how to replace images like this over here, replace the text and the content of this entire website. You'll be able to edit the navigation after the entire generation. So everything you see here will be generated with AI, but I'll also show you how to take control of each and every part of this website, content and section. For example, I'll show you how to add or remove navigation elements. You can also change how these buttons look like, or even the text and where they take the website visitor. I'll also show you how to edit like the contact page over here, adding your contact details, adding, for example, the phone number, the contact email, how to make this form work on your website. But specifically talking about the business email, I'll show you how to create that and how to access it. For example, this business email can be accessed just like this, and you are able to create and write emails under your business name, which is the professional business email. And I'll show you exactly the entire process, how to get that business email and how you can get started using it. At the same time, I'll show you how to access the back end of your website just like this. Enter your login or the user details and be able to access the dashboard or the back end of your website. Here you'll be able to see the pages that have been created on your website. You'll be able to go to appearance and customize and change how your website design and colors look like. I'll show you how to edit the users also, and how to make the general website settings on your website. All this will be done by AI initially, but I'll also show you how you can take control of these parts of your website. So in a nutshell, you'll understand exactly how you can create your own brand or website or homepage that reflects what you do. If you are a carpenter, you are an influencer, you are a plumber, you are a trainer, regardless of what your niche is, we will be able to select and create a website using AI in just under 1 hour. So let's get started. To get started to build our homepage for our skincare brand, it can also be for other brands or other niches. Let me say you're a football player, you are a trainer, you are a coach. It's the same entire process that you have to follow. So you need to have a domain name and hosting to be able to have your website online so that your followers can actually access or visit this website. And for a domain name is specifically a name that people will enter here in the address bar. And when they visit this domain name, it takes them to the hosted files or the files that you created. And these files will have all the information that you want your followers to see. So for instance, if we go to cristianoronaldo.com, this is his website, and here it shows some pictures, and when you go down below here it shows some videos. So this is the hosted content on cristianoronaldo.com website. And if someone wants to, let me say, see which brands he has worked with, or his affiliations, or the people that sponsor his content, or his or the people he works with, you can also list them specifically on your website. You can add all the content that you want your website visitor to see. And on the other hand, you can also be able to give your website visitors a contact page or contact information and all that stuff. So this is now to give you an idea that to be able to have this content, like for example for Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to first of all have a domain, and after the domain then you need to have hosting, and after the hosting then you need to create the files for the website and then you are good to get started. So I'll close over cristianoronaldo.com and then we go straight into getting our domain name. So to get a domain name which our website visitors or our followers will use to access our website, we need to go to a domain name and hosting provider, and you will go to gotechug/Hostinger. So Hostinger is a company, one of the largest companies in providing domain name and hosting, has very good reviews, and I'm an affiliate of Hostinger. So if you buy something from Hostinger, I'll get a commission from Hostinger, but without an extra charge to you. And in fact, I have partnered with them to give me a 7% discount coupon, which you can use to get your domain and hosting. That means that me and you benefit if you use my affiliate link. I'll be leaving it down in the description of this video. And once you click on it, you'll have to enter in a coupon code to get a discount on the purchase that you'll be making. So once you get here on hostinger.com, you see they're offering us up to a 75% discount. But if you use my coupon, you also get an extra 7% discount on this discount. So here they say secure, speedy, the way your website should be. They give you a free domain name and website migration. You run WordPress on it and it's fully managed, and you can have 24/7 customer support in case you have any kind of questions. So I'll say claim deal. So here it takes me to this section where I can choose whether the premium package, business package or cloud package. For starters, any of these packages work well, but maybe the main differences between the packages is that right over here you'll be able to host over 50 websites, and you have 50 GBs for storage where your files will be seated, and all other features just like in the other packages. But we don't need to go for the expensive one. If we are just getting started, we will just use the basic package right over here, the premium package. And because we are not going to create 25 websites today, we are just going to create one homepage, and maybe later if you want to create other websites, you can still host them on the same package. So I'll say choose plan, and on this plan they say they give me a free domain for 1 year, but that is only if I subscribe for 48 months for $143 US, and that means that this plan will be renewing every month for $10.99. So I'll say choose a plan, and here you will have the option to choose whether 48 months or just 1 month or 12 months. Choose what works for you or what makes you comfortable. You can go for 1 month, it doesn't matter. But if you go for 1 month, it's going to be a little bit more expensive compared to if you go for 48 months. So make the right decision for you. I would recommend you go for 24 months or for 48 months so that you get this out of the way. Since this is just for demo purposes, I'll get this for 1 month to show you the entire process of how you can do everything. And in case you have a coupon, of course, I've given you a coupon. You'll have to add that coupon over here to get an extra 7% discount if you add that coupon. But this coupon is not valid if you have only 1 month. So if you go for 24 months and apply this coupon, you see that the coupon here is being applied. So it gives you an extra discount, which is 7%. It also works if you are going for 48 months. And still you'll be able to save extra, $10 if you use the GoTechUG discount coupon code. I'll be leaving it also in the comment box below. For demo purposes, I'll go for 1 month. The coupon doesn't apply in this case, and then I'll just go for setup, and then I'll enter in my email. I already have an account with Hostinger, so if you don't have an account, you'll have to sign up and do all those things. It takes just 1 minute to sign up and you are in. I'll quickly add my billing address and all the other contact details. I will say continue, and then I'll add my card details right over here. And the good thing is that Hostinger also gives you different ways to pay. So it gives you the card, it gives you PayPal, it gives you Google Pay, it gives you Apple Pay. Depending on which payment method you want to use, you can just go ahead with that. In this case, I'll use PayPal. Once I'm logged in, I'm going to say pay, agree and pay. And just like that, I have done my payment on Hostinger. So right over here, we have to create the logins that we will use to access our admin area for our WordPress website. After you save this password somewhere safe, then just say continue and go next. And right over here, we don't want to use any templates that are being provided by Hostinger because we are going to create our website using AI. So I'll say just create a blank site. And now here they ask us to choose a domain. So normally what most people do, because they are not decided what domain name to use, they just use to go with a temporary domain. A temporary domain is free from Hostinger. It allows you to create your website without having to make a decision on which domain to use at the moment, and then later you can decide on the domain. But in my case, I already have a domain that I want to use, so I'll go ahead and pick it up, that I want to use, and once that domain is available, then you are able to use that domain name. But if the domain is not available, for example, if I just want to use glow.com, I don't think that is available, so I cannot choose it from right over here. So you see, glow.com is not really available, but they are giving me other suggestions that I can use, which I don't want to use in this case. So I'll just go with glow with maya.com. And this seems to be available. That is for about $3 a year with a discount. But for now, I'm going to choose it because it works for me and everything is okay for now. And then I'm going to say continue, glow with Maya. And then here it asks me choose a billing period. So I'll just want to go for 1 year. I'm not getting a free domain because I only chose the package which goes for just 1 month. And that means I have to pay for the domain. But if the package goes for 24 months or more, then I get the domain name for free. So I'm going to say get this for 1 year, and then I'll complete the payment. Payment successful, and that means that now I have my domain. So I'll just say next step. So this is a personal domain. I'll finish everything to do with the registration. And that's it. I have added my domain contact information and my domain is now being set up. Once it is set up, my hosting is set up, then we can start creating our website with AI. This process shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to get your domain and hosting set up. Once that is done, then you are good to go. Here we're going to choose our audience location. So what does this mean? Where do you expect most of your visitors to come from? So if most of your visitors are coming from Europe, it is better that you choose a hosting or the server region that is in the region where most of your visitors are coming from. So I'll just choose Netherlands because Netherlands is nearer to where I live, and also for the people that I expect to visit this website. If you live in India but expect most of your users to come from the US, it's better that you choose the server location to be in the US. I hope you understand what I mean in this case. So I'll leave it to be Netherlands, and then I say install WordPress. Right about now, we are installing WordPress on our domain and hosting, and then we shall forget about everything and only concentrate on building our website in WordPress and AI. So right now we have installed WordPress on our hosting, which is from Hostinger, and we have also gotten a domain. Right now we have been redirected into the dashboard for WordPress because now we have our WordPress website created on Hostinger. So if we look over here, so this is the first interface you will see once you have your website installed or WordPress installed on the server or on your hosting. And then you can now get started building the building blocks. So the old-fashioned way was to come here to themes, and then you have to install a theme. Then you come here to pages, you have to add the pages, you have to come to users and settings and really complicated things. But right now we are going to forget about that. And all you have to do is we're going to go to a special tool that helps us to create AI websites for WordPress. And it will do all the content creation, the generation of the pages, and adding the images and everything. And then we will import this website right over here into this account. So what we are going to do right now is to go to that platform, and that is none other than ZipWP. So we are going to come over here to GoTechUG / so ZipWP. So ZipWP is going to help us to change our homepage from this to a real working, professional, brandable homepage that we can just share with our website visitors to see and read our content. So ZipWP actually can give you a demo account to try out it for free, but generally you have to pay for it, about $33 per month, or you can basically just have it for $16 a month, and that means that you can only create 5 AI website generations. These are 5 complete website generations that you can do in a day, and each website generation takes just about 60 seconds. So what we are going to do right about now, once you log into your ZipWP account, I'll be leaving a link right down below here that you can use to go to ZipWP. Unfortunately, I don't have a discount coupon, but if you use my link, I get a small commission on the purchase that you make, and that way I'm able to keep making or creating videos just like this. Once you are here, come to platform, and here you choose to say you want to use, for example, the $16.99 per month bundle. After you create your website generation, you can cancel this, because if you don't need to use this every month to generate new site builds, then you don't really need to be paying 16 or 20 or 30 per month for the coming years if you're not going to be using ZipWP to generate more other sites. If you just need one site to generate, you just have to do it for 1 month and then close the account and cancel. And once you generate your website, you can downgrade to a free account where you don't have to pay $90 or $16.99 per month. At the moment, I already have my ZipWP account created. I already have a subscription, which is a business subscription. And in this case, I'm going to say, come here to create a complete website. I'll say start over. I'll give my website a name, which is called Glow with Maya. These details are very important because these are the details that AI is going to use to build your website. So here I'll come and say I'm an entrepreneur. The website is going to be in English. By the way, this is a very unique feature of ZipWP. You are able to generate your AI websites in any of the languages that are listed here, in Japanese, in Deutsch, in Spanish, in English, name it. For as long as it's listed here, you can create the website in that language. So I'm going to say next, and here is where we enter our prompt. So the prompt basically has to describe what your business is about. So if I'm an influencer, and I should have a name, so who, the what, the why, and which, and how. So those are things that you have to include in your prompt. You have to say who you are, what you do, how you do it, how people know about you, so which things you deal in, stuff like that, because that gives the AI an idea of what kind of website and content they are going to create. I already have my prompt over here, and here I'm telling it to create a website called Glow with Maya for a TikTok skincare influencer. Focus on branding, skincare authority, product recommendations, social proof, and conversion or CTAs. So here I can say improve with AI, because they also give us this feature, and then the AI will look at your prompt and then it will give you a better prompt. So in this case, it says Glow with Maya is a dynamic online platform founded by Maya, a TikTok skincare influencer renowned for her expertise in skincare and beauty. The website serves as a comprehensive resource for skincare enthusiasts, offering personalized product recommendations, insightful skincare advice, and extensive social proof. Located online, Glow with Maya fosters a vibrant community of beauty lovers who trust Maya's authority in skincare. The brand is committed to empowering individuals to enhance their skincare routines while providing engaging content that drives conversions and fosters loyalty. Now, this is a contribution by AI from my initial prompt, which was this. Now I get this. So I can say next here, I can add the email address. These are all going to be contact details for the business. You can either skip that, it's not so vital because you can always change anything after generation of the website, but I prefer to give those details over here. .com, and then phone number and then you can add, an address, and then you are good to go. So later on in this video, I should show you how you can create this admin email in Hostinger, because also Hostinger gives you the option to create this email. So Hostinger, I'll go straight to my account. Right over here under emails, you see you can say create, got it. Here you can say claim your free email, and then I say start, and here I'll say select the domain, and then I confirm. Once I confirm, I'll start and use this for free for now, but normally they charge for this. So that is one mailbox, and that means that I'll be able to use or to create the email address. So in this case, hello@glowwithmaya, enter in the password. I'll enter the password and then say create. Now people will be able to send me emails to this email called glowwithmaya. And if I want to check that email box, I just have to go to mail.hostinger.com, just like this here, and that will take me to a page like this, and that page will enable me to be able to access the emails that have been sent to me. So let me come over here, and then I say hello@glowwith, and then I enter the password, and then I say login. For some reason, it's not logging me into the email account because there could be some DNS propagation, so I'm not able to log in, but the email and the password are correct, and this is where you have to go when you want to access your email, or by simply going to mail.hostinger.com. In after 24 to 48 hours of setting up the domain name and hosting, it should be able to work. So back here, we are going to say next. So the good thing with ZipWP, it gives you two options. It gives you the option to select loyalty free images that you can use on your website and you don't have to pay anything. And also you are able to select and upload your own images from your phone or from your computer, and upload them right over here. So in this case, I'll just use the free images that have been provided here. So there are many pictures. You can also change right over here, skincare products, say products, and we see what options they give us. So more other products over here, or images. And of course, you can also use other keywords. Let me say beauty or influencer, something like that. And you can go on and on selecting images. So once you have your images selected, you'll see the number of images right over here showing the selected images. You can come over here to the selected images and look at which images have been selected, and maybe also deselect those that you don't like. Let me say I don't like this image, I'll deselect it. Now you see I have 24 images. Once that is done, we can say next, and this will take us to a page like this where it will show you different designs of the website that you want to create, and it gives you like the different layouts. And from here you have, I think, over 70 layouts to choose from of how the website looks like and how it flows. You can pick your style, something that vibes with your kind of niche and also your kind of your following, in this case to say. And then you can browse through the different layouts going downwards like this. And the other thing, for example, if I click or if I come over here to one of the layout, it kind of gives me a preview, and once you click on it, it will show you how the menu or the navigation will look like. And of course we can change the kind of colors that are there, or we can also change the theme. It can be a dark theme, it can be a a light theme like you see over here. We can change the colors, we can change the fonts and select the kind of font style we want to work with. You can upload a logo, and the logo like if you already have a logo created for your brand, you can come over here and upload that logo. I'll not go into the details of that. Right about now, we have our, I would say this layout is okay with me. Then I say continue, and it will ask me if I want to add a blog, a contact form, a page builder, and search engine visibility. I'll deselect this because we don't want them for now. And then I say start building. And when I start building, this AI called Zip should be able to generate for me this complete website with all the 4 pages, contact, about, and our services, and the about page, or the home page in this case also. And then I should be able to use this home page immediately. At the same time, I am able to edit each individual parts of this website by point and clicking. So there it goes. And boom, there we go. We have now generated our website using ZipWP AI. And now we can say either to preview the website, but before we go into that, here are the login credentials for that website. And we can go and see the website immediately. This website should look the same like we saw in the preview, just like you see over here. It has our, our homepage name, Glow with Maya. It has the about page, the services or offerings page, the blog, and then the contact. You see how it looks like. It has the images that we selected, and of course we can change any of these images on the pages. You see the content is kind of personalized to fit what is being communicated on the homepage. Like you can see here, expertise you can trust. With Maya's extensive background in skincare, you can rely on genuine insights and trustworthy recommendations tailored to your needs. And of course here there are some testimonials, and there you go. Now if we come here to the contact page, for instance, you see we have a contact form. It has the address. Of course this address is automatically generated, but you can change it because we didn't enter our own address. But if you look at the phone number and you look at the email, these are the details that we entered on the AI prompt page. And then here we can also deselect or remove or add social media platforms. Our followers will be able to contact us to our email directly. Now the question is, how do we get started to move this website to now our host? Because now we have the website on ZipWP. If I come here to our generated websites, you see we have our Glow with Maya website. And if you want to see this website in ZipWP, you just click over there and go straight and view the website like we have been doing. If you want to see the login credentials, come over here. There are some 3 dots, and click over there, come to login credentials, and these will be the login credentials if you want to see this website on the front end. We already have the website front end here, or the page that we created, and we can say come here to dashboard on ZipWP, and we are going to come to plugins. We are going to export our generated website with ZipWP, and we take it to Hostinga. So to do that, we are going to add a plugin called WP Vivid, and that plugin is a free plugin. We install it and then be able to export our website. So I'll say activate. And then we have the option to come here and say database plus files. So we are going to back up our entire website, the database and the files, and say backup now. And after the backup, we are going to download the backup and then put that generated website to our hosting account, or our host, which is Hostinga, which has our domain and where people can access us or access our website. So it looks like our backup is finished. I'm going to come over here to say download. Now I will download our backup. There it goes. Now I have my backup downloaded on my computer. I'm going to close this tab for ZipWP, and I'll also close this tab because I don't need it anymore. And now we have to come back to Hostinga. So in Hostinga, where do we put, or how do we find our website? Because we already put we already installed WordPress on our Hostinga account, and it gave us this homepage over here. But if you are logged into Hostinger, or you just came back to Hostinger, where do you find your website? So to locate that, you can always come to websites, and here it will show you the website lists, and here it will show you the websites that you have. And you have the option to go to WP admin or to the dashboard. When you say dashboard, it takes you to the entire dashboard in Hostinger to show you that it has a domain name, it has an active hosting, and it has an active business email, which we just created. So if we want to go to WordPress, we can still click over here and say WordPress overview. And here you will see all the settings about the WordPress configuration on Hostinger. But you don't have to touch anything right over here. Just come to WP admin, and this will redirect you back to the WordPress admin dashboard right over here. And this is where we were before, like here, when Hostinger installed WordPress on our hosting platform. So I'm going to close all the other tabs we don't need. So we don't need this, we don't need this. Now we are here inside our dashboard for WordPress. I'm going to come to plugins, and I'll say add a plugin, and then I'm going to install again our WP Vivid plugin, because this is the plugin that is going to enable us to restore our AI generated site now on our Hostinger hosting. So I'll say install, and I'll say activate, and then I'm going to say upload, and here I'll select the file that I downloaded, upload, and then I'll say upload the file. In less than 3 minutes, this file should be able to upload on your Hostinger hosting where you have your domain name. You see I have glowwithmaya.com, and then I'll be able to restore that website, and then we can go through the small nitty-gritties, and once we are done, we are good to get started, and we can send our followers to our homepage. We can add our homepage link in our TikTok profile, Instagram profile, or any other place where you want to share your homepage. So this is now done, upload is completed, and now I will have to restore the website. So if I say restore, this should now be able to replace the initial blank WordPress website that was installed by Hostinger, the blank page that you saw. It will be replaced with the files that now we got from ZipWP, or the AI generated website. So make sure that you don't close this window before anything is complete, because that will disrupt the entire process. And once it's completed, it will log us out. Now it is successfully completed, and now it will log us out just like that. I don't know why I'm getting this critical error screen at the moment, but it shouldn't be the case. I will just come back here and then see that now we have our website installed on our domain. You see now we have Glow with Maya, and then it is on glowwithmaya.com. You see that the other pages are right over there. The about page is right over there. Our offerings page, personalized recommendations, skincare advice, community engagement, and skincare products. Marketplace, and then you can see we have a blog. A blog is where you can write your stories and share some write-ups. And then we have the contact page, just like you saw before. Now, how do we be able to customize our website that we just created? So I'm going to come here to glowwithmaya.com/WP-admin, and that is how you are able to access the back end of your website. But the question now is, how do we log into our Glow with Maya website? Now that we have replaced the website that we generated from ZipWP to Hostinger, we have to look for the passwords that we got from ZipWP to be able to access this website. This is very critical. So to log into our AI generated website, we have to use the password that we got from the AI builder. And that means that we have to go back here to ZipWP. We are going to come here to get started. So I'll have to just go to the dashboard, and then we are going to come here to staging sites and come over here to actions, come to login credentials, and you see we have a username and we have a password. Copy that, come here and then add your username, and then come back here, copy the password and login. So here it will ask us to confirm if everything is fine, the email address and all that. I'll say that is correct. And now we are back in the dashboard of our website. That means that we are halfway there. We are literally complete or finished with the entire process. Our website is already hosted on Hostinger. We have our domain name and we have our website content right over here. We chose the layout that we wanted and we have our AI content generated. And now the question is, how do you do basic setups? So basic things that you have to know is under users, all users, you can change the profile, or you can, for instance, the name of the user is generic from the AI. So you can come over here and say add a new user, or you can edit an existing user. So in this case, I can add my name, or I can say Glow and last name with Maya, something like that. And then I can choose the display name as Glow with Maya. That means that anywhere I comment or respond to comments as a user, this is the name that will be appearing. And here you can add a short description of, something to do about you, and then you say update the profile. Now you see that the name here has changed to Glow with Maya. You can also add new users who are administrators. So for instance, I can say the role of a new user that I add on this website will be a customer, will be an editor, a subscriber, an administrator, just the way you want. Now, if you want to make some changes on pages, so for instance, I'll say leave this and go to, for instance, the home page. I'll come and say edit. This will take me to this home page here to be able to make the changes. So I'll say close. Trusted skincare products, elevate your skincare routine. So you can come here and change this and say own, instead of elevate, and say own your skincare routine. You can change the button and say subscribe. And say subscribe. And this button, you can change its destination to something that you want. So for instance, content, call to action. So under call to action, we have the button as a button, but you can also remove that not to be a button. You can say it's going to be text, but we want to keep it to be as a button, and then you can choose a specific destination for that button. You can say, let me put this to be my link to my YouTube channel, link to my newsletter. You just come here and paste a link, or you can just refer to a page that is existing on your website. Right now, this button takes everyone to the contact page. Now you can come as well and change images. So in this case, I can change this image to something else. So I can come over here and upload images from my computer, or upload images from the media library, something like this. I'll select this image and add it over there. You see that now changes. I can as well, let me say, I think this is a better image. I think I'll use this. Yeah, something like that. You can go ahead and make the changes the way you want. You can change the text here by clicking and then be able to type something else that you want to appear on that section. And you can go on and on and on and make those changes by pointing, clicking, and editing. Now, for example, the most important thing you have to look into is setting up your contact page. You see, this contact page is very important because this is where people are going to be able to come and write to you. And how this form is going to work, you can come here to the contact page, change this address, add the address that you want, just type the address over there, and you see we have a shortcut to a form. And this form is what you see that is appearing here. So you make sure that to set up that form correctly, you have to come back here to your forms or Sure form, which is right over here, this feature, Sure form, and then you see forms, and then you can say edit, and this is the form. And you have something called form confirmation. Here you can confirm or show what kind of confirmation you want people to see once they send a message on that form. Then we have what they call email notification. You receive an email when someone uses the form. Advanced settings, then there is what they call integrations and custom CSS. What's the most important for you is, these two right over here. But specifically under email notification, you're going to come here and say edit this. When you receive this email, how is it going to appear? The admin notification email, and also for the send email too. So this is going to be the admin email. So the admin email is found right over here. So when I come to dashboard and come here to settings, there is a general settings area, and right over here, this is the administrator's email. So if you don't want this email to be the email as the administrator's email, you have to change it right over here and then confirm it, and then the new email will appear right over here. So back here, when you come over here down below, you see the form name and the from email, it will be the admin email. So you can as well change this to other inputs. I have a specific video about Sure Forms plugin, and I'll link it right down in the description of this video if you don't understand what is happening. When you say reply to email and then you come here and say choose user email, that means that when you hit reply, the email that someone feeds into the form as their email, that will be the email where your response will be sent. I hope this makes sense. So once you have configured all the settings for your form and you test out and everything works well and neat, I would say we would mark this as a complete tutorial where we have set up our domain, hosting, and then how to make some edits on some pages and changing some content. And also you can rename pages. For example, this is called offerings page. I can rename that from offerings and I say service, and I save that. But that is only appearing here in the editor, but in the URL that would actually be a different name because it's having another URL name. So when I say open the page, you see it still has offerings. So if you want it to be services, it would be better that you create a new page and add the content that is on this page. And to do that, you can just come over here to edit the page, and then you can say copy this content over here. You see this content over here, you can copy it, and on the new page that you create, so when we come back over here and where you say add a new page, and then you add the name of the page, and then you add that content that you copied from the other page, then you have that content appear right over here. All right, so the 5 things that you should check on your website before you let it go live. First of all, make sure that you come over here to settings, general settings. Make sure that everything right over here meets and suits what you want. For example, you have the right site name, you have the right site tagline. The site tagline is like a slogan for your website. You can add a site icon, which is, appears right over here in the browser tab, just like this over here. You can don't touch anything here, WordPress URL and site URL, just leave everything as it is. You can come over here and change the site language. If you made an error at the word go when you're generating it in ZipWP, you can change the time zone to match the time zone of your where you live. Let me say if you live in India, you can change this to the time zone or the Indian time zone. If you live in, let me say, Nauru, you can change that to that country. I've never heard about the country called Nauru. I think it's an island, something like that. Change the time and date format and then save changes. Next, what we have to look into, we have the writing settings. We have nothing to do here but the reading settings. You have to make sure that the search engine is able to index your website. So you have to remove this check and say In other words, you enable the search engine to be able to index your website, to read the content of your website and show that website in the search results when someone searches your brand name. So make sure that you save changes for this. And in cases where you don't want the blog to appear, you can just simply leave this out. If I come here to reading settings, I'm going to save changes. I have disabled the blog page from appearing from the menu. Now, when you come over here and I reload, the blog page is going to appear, but I have disabled the blog from, the post page in my setting. That doesn't mean that the blog will not appear on the menu, but to disable the blog from appearing on the menu, or the blog item or any other menu item from appearing in the navigation, come over here to appearances. There is something called menus, and you see we have something called a blog page. Remove that over here, save changes, and that will make you that once you reload, you don't have the blog appearing in the navigation. The other thing that you have to check out for under settings, we have what they call permalinks. So anytime you find that your URLs are having numbers at the end and you don't want that to appear, you want everything to look like a normal URL with words, you just come over here and select post name. So in this case, when I change to plain and I save changes, and then I come here to my page, I'm going to come to about page. Instead of the about page appearing, you realize that the numbers are instead going to appear, and in this case it's even breaking, so it should be able to show the page ID, and you don't want the page ID to be showing. So that's why even initially it had not located the page. So now you see we have the about page ID appearing, but you may just want to show the page names in this case. That's why it's better you select post name and then save changes. Of course, there is a lot that we could cover in this video and we can't cover everything. This video was just to show you how you can get started and set up and generate a website using AI. And in case you have any questions, I know the questions will be there, but when you have questions regarding this tutorial, please let me know down in the comment box below. For now, going forward, you don't need these plugins. You don't need WP Vivid. You can deactivate that and uninstall all the other plugins, including these other plugins that are not active. So I'll uninstall all the other plugins installed, including those that were installed by Hostinger. So I'll say delete, and there we go. And by the way, if you want to change what appears here in your navigation or in your header, you can come over here and say customize, and under customize you have what they call the header, and this is your logo where you can add your site logo. In this case it is showing the site name, but you can upload a logo, and then you can change the menu or remove the menu, and then also you can remove the button, which is this button right over here. And if you click on that button, you can change what shows in the button text. So I can say subscribe, and where the button text when someone actually clicks on that button. So you see now it has changed to subscribe, and then save changes. In case you want to change the colors of the website and all the styling, the typography, you can still change it right over here in the customizer. So when you say global colors, you have all those colors to play with and change right over here in the customizer. All right, so in a nutshell, that's how you can set up your WordPress website using AI, get it hosted, and now we have a domain name which we can share with anyone on the internet, and they can simply enter glowwithmaya.com, and that means they'll be able to come to our website, check around and look at the contact information, the services. And in case you want to log out of your website, right now we are logged into the WordPress dashboard. So if you want to log out, just come over here, log out. And when you see this now, we don't have access to the back end of the website. If you want to go to the back end of the website, just enter your domain name / and then WP admin. That takes you to a screen like this, and here you have to enter the logins that you created. You either have those logins in your ZipWP dashboard like I have already shown you, or you can change those logins once you log into your WordPress dashboard under the admin and users area like I have already showed you in this tutorial. Now you remember we had tried to log into our webmail address that we created in Hostinger and it failed. We're going to try again to do that right now. So if you go to mail.hostinger.com, and here you enter in your username or the email that we created on Hostinger. So I'll say hello at glowwithmaya.com, and then I enter my password for my email, and then I log in. You see that now our business email is logged in, or we are logged into our business email. You know, when people contact us for business, they can actually reach us using our business email. You can write emails by coming here to compose, and after you compose, you can just say send email. Here you enter the email address, the subject, just like you do on your Gmail or your normal email address. And that's it. You just saw how fast and easy it is to create a homepage for your brand using AI. If you are a social first entrepreneur, this is the key step from going viral to building a lasting business. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this. And let me know in the comments what niche you'd like me to cover next. Until then, keep glowing both online and offline.